show starts in 1 minute. Yum, yum. It's time for a tasty and refreshing snack. We promise to satisfy your hunger, your thirst, your sweet tooth. So visit our refreshment center now. Let's go!
May we remind you that for the convenience of those patrons who prefer not to smoke, seating areas on the right-hand side of this auditorium have been designated as no smoking areas. Your cooperation is appreciated.
And now, preview time. When it comes to entertainment, you can't beat a good film. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
You're listening to Entertainment Landfill. Film, television, pop culture. It's where you find it.
And now, on with the show.
For thousands of generations, the gunslingers were knights, sworn to protect us from the coming of the dark.
These visions, as you call them.
What do you see?
I see a tower, the man in black, and the gunslinger.
They're just dreams. They're not real, Jake.
There's another world out there. I know there is.
Who are you?
It's you. You're a gunslinger, right?
There are no gunslingers. Not anymore.
Why does the man in black want to destroy the tower?
The tower protects both our worlds. If it falls, hell will be unleashed.
He's like the devil, isn't he?
No, he's worse.
You can't stop what's coming. Death always wins.
Your world might be gone, but mine isn't. If you let that tower fall, billions of people die.
Do they have guns and bullets in your world?
You're gonna like Earth a lot.
All right, let's go.
You clawing your way out of the darkness? Did you tell the kid whoever walks with you dies by my hand?
I will kill him for both of us. I do not aim at my hand. He who aims with his hand has forgotten the face of his father. I aim with my eye. I do not shoot with my hand. I shoot with my mind. Jake! I do not kill with my gun. I kill with my heart.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another ETL trailer react. And boy, have we thought about this trailer for a long time. We knew one day we would see a Dark Tower trailer, and here it is. And I am the J-Strom, by the way, and with me is
Mulberry Bill.
Hello, Bill. You and I, we have a history with the Dark Tower. We have a history with the Gunslinger. And I will say this much. I have not finished the series. You and Steven have. I have read the first 4 books, And I can tell you right now, that's enough to get a feel for the world that the gunslinger inhabits. Am I right?
Yeah, and you've read the fourth book how many times?
Twice, I think.
Yeah,
And then
okay.
I've read, Wind Through the Keyhole and stuff like that.
Yes.
I've read other.
So you've read 5 books. I mean, you've because Wind Through the Keyhole took place between, was it Wizard in Glass and Wolves of the Calla?
Yes.
Okay.
So I have 3 books to go, but even though I don't know how it ends, I still know. I know this world. I know the Dark Tower. Okay. So, I want to ask you this. You've watched the trailer, right?
Yes.
How many times have you watched it?
I could only get through twice.
Okay, I got to say this much about it. I admit I bring baggage to this.
So much baggage.
I have, makeup bags, carry-ons. I've got, several of those real expensive leather-bound things, the kinds with wheels on them.
I've got so much baggage going into this that I need to check some of it.
Yes, I will say this. Me, back in the day, we recorded the Gunslinger podcast, the very first book, talking about this, imagining what a Dark Tower movie or a TV series would be like. Did it look like this in your head?
Hell no. No.
Me too. Boy,
there's so much in this trailer that is made of no that I'm starting to speak other languages. Like I'm watching it saying nine. Like there's no.
There's this line in the movie where Jake, who's much older than he is in the books, okay, I understand that. You don't want to Anakin from, Phantom Menace him, but he has this line about, he's like, do you have guns where you're from? And he goes, oh, you're going to like Earth. Why does he say Earth there, Bill?
Because they don't want to talk down to the people that aren't familiar with the whole idea of the different worlds.
So they want people to think the gunslinger's coming from another planet or something?
Yeah, I didn't get that at all.
I do understand the job of a movie trailer is to sell it. They're trying to sell this movie to people who have no idea what the Dark Tower is. I'm going to say right now, wrong. All wrong. You should not have done that. You should have sold this movie to long-time Gunslinger Dark Tower people, fans, not to people who know nothing about it. You can do that next time. You can do that on the TV spots. But this first trailer needed to sell it to us because we will sell it for you if we're totally into it. And I got to say right now, when I watch this, I feel nothing. I'm not excited in any way. None of the cool slow-mo gun stuff. Don't care. Seen it before in other movies much better. The bullets falling into the gun look stupid as hell to me. I'm trying not to shit all over this, but it does not look exciting to me at all.
No, like him spinning the barrel and quickly loading the gun with the bullets, like snapping them off his fingers, or the throwing the clips of bullets in the air and catching them with the barrels. I'm like, who sat there and thought of that?
Yeah. Oh, you know what would be cool? He throws them up. I don't even know why they're coming down into his guns. Did he throw them up in the air and then he's catching them in his guns?
Doesn't that add a whole nother step to it?
But I can imagine in my head when reading these books, when Roland fires his pistols, I feel something I feel adrenaline throughout my body. In this, I'm just like, okay, They don't sound like these heavy, wieldy pistols that are just like these hand cannons or anything.
Yeah.
And I think they shouldn't have shown any Randall Flagg at all in the trailer. I don't know.
He should have been a shadow. It never should have, maybe a voice.
They should have rolled this out as all Roland stuff. Tell Roland's story. And why? And I don't know. I know that I've seen people. What they say is actually this isn't an adaptation of the Gunslinger, Jason. This is
The new chapter.
The new chapter after the final book. And I'm just going to say it. I'm bringing a lot of baggage. That's not what I want to see.
Well, not only is it not what we want to see, it's redundant and it's reductive. It's kind of insulting. I don't, there's somebody that I'm friends with that has read the script apparently, and he says, listen, this is a whole new tale. Think of it as like the wind through the keyhole kind of a situation, but starting from the beginning. Again, you haven't read the last book, you don't know I'm sure you do know the details of it.
I know about the Horn of Eld because that was
the Horn of Eld.
I know that basically
it sets up the last journey through this repeated timeline.
When it shows Matthew McConaughey freezing glass in midair, does that look badass to you, or does it look ridiculous?
It looks ridiculous because Randall Flagg or Walter O'Dim or Merlin, whatever you want to call him, at no point in the storytelling was he ever powered like that. Like
he's a manipulator.
Yeah, he's a manipulator. That's his power. He's a master manipulator. He gets people to do the work for him. I mean, when you go back into the storyline and you think of like the TikTok man,
right,
or any number of characters that he manipulates into doing his bidding, at no point is he pulling a matrix where he's able to stop shattering glass midair. He's not that sort of thing or being.
And also, we've seen that in other movies. We've seen it on episodes of Heroes. That doesn't sell me on the movie, Yeah,
honestly, just watching the trailer, I immediately questioned not only the direction, because it felt very Paul Thomas Anderson. Like I felt like I was watching a trailer for Resident Evil.
Oh man.
And it was just so flat and soulless and dark, and just like the entire time I'm watching it going, yeah.
When the little kid, when Jake says, "Are you a gunslinger?" Oh man, I groaned out loud when he said that.
Yeah.
And are you a Jedi? That's what it reminded me of. That reminded me of Anakin right there.
Yeah, it really is. It's so Anakin in The Phantom Menace. It's ridiculous.
Like, no, guys, we've got to have the kid question him so we can put that in the trailer to sell to people. I'm saying right now, screw people who know nothing about it. In fact, if you made this exciting looking, people would want to seek out more information. They'd go read the books.
Yeah. Make it interesting.
What do you think about the gateway obviously, like in the Wastelands, Jake goes to that haunted house to find a doorway into Midworld. What do you think about that Stargate looking portal?
WTF? I mean, that entire scene in the Wastelands with the basically a live house.
And if you want a WTF, how about Dennis Haysbert?
Yeah, Dennis Haysbert is
that Roland's
Arthur
dad?
Eld? No, is he Arthur Eld? What's going on there?
Is he his dad? Is he? Why is Roland the same age as him, practically?
Yeah. Like, is it a flashback? Is Roland like
this?
I don't know.
This has a possibility of being Highlander 2 The Quickening bad, and I'm not kidding.
Oh God, that's exactly the sense I was getting from it.
That
is exactly the sense.
A goddamn mess.
Like well-intentioned disaster.
That part where Roland is listening as the guy, he's got Jake and he's pulling him away and he's listening, and then he shoots, and then you see the bullet go through different things and it hits him in the head. If I'm in the movie theater and people go, oh man, I'll be pissed because we saw it in the trailer. Do not react to that like it's badass. We already knew it was going to happen from the trailer.
Yeah, and it's funny. I understand. I think Matthew McConaughey was made for the Randall Flagg character in the idea of The Stand, not the Dark Tower. Like, there's a really weird vibe. I mean, he doesn't. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe this minute and 30 seconds is just not well edited by some, editing house that puts together trailers.
And the use of Ennio Morricone, the music box from the Leone film, which I'm blanking on right now. Why? Is that to evoke, like, oh, this is a Western from a better Western from another time kind of thing? I'm supposed to evoke that, like a spaghetti Western or something, but it doesn't. All it does is confuse me when I hear that.
Yeah. It's really, really, it's disheartening.
What's with the way Roland's holding his bullets in his gun belt, those speed loaders? Does it mention he has speed loaders in the books?
No. No. He's a gunslinger. I can't even... I've read the books. I can't, maybe 2 or 3 times, all of them. And maybe I'm just not a good enough fan, but at no point can I ever remember a paragraph where it talks about how he kept his bullets or how he loaded his gun.
Yeah, it would talk about he did the trick where he reloaded his guns fast. It'd say he did his trick.
He did his trick, exactly.
He could reload them really fast. And that's our imagination. This is, we have to visualize this trick. How about he throws them up in the air and he catches them in his gun? That would be totally badass. No, okay. Yeah, I would if you're 12, maybe. I don't know. I like the idea of him feeding the bullets in as it's spinning real quick. That's cool.
Yeah.
It doesn't look cool to me. The idea of it seems cool.
And I think that's really what this all comes down to is vision. Like, It just doesn't look right.
It doesn't.
And who are we to say what looks right and what doesn't? But
all I'll say is we imagine it better in our heads.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why you read books.
Yes, because movies will disappoint you. And I will say this, if you're listening right now, you probably already turned it off if you like the trailer, but I'm going to say this. If you think this trailer looks promising and you want to see this film, that's fine. In fact, I'm going to go see this film just so we can record our instant reaction.
After we absolutely.
See it. But I will say this. I've already said it. I'm bringing so much baggage to this. And this is not the Dark Tower film I wanted. This is not what I wanted to see. And I will have to get used to that. And I have plenty of time to until the film comes out, right? I don't need to finish the entire book series before this comes out. Because I'll tell you right now, if this 2-hour film is the entire epic saga of the Gunslinger, they've failed miserably. There's no way you could fit this storyline into 2 hours and not introduce other characters that are so important to the story.
Mm-hmm. I think, I was talking to somebody earlier today about how, back in I think it was 2007, whenever Stephen King met with J.J. Abrams, and I think was Carlton Cuse and Damon Lindelof there too, but Stephen King basically said, "Okay, I trust you. I'm going to sell you the rights. I'm going to option the rights for $19." And
right, yeah,
they were like, "Okay, this is a huge undertaking. At this point, we just need to take it very slowly, and figure out what's going on. Lost is going on at the same time. Let's wait until Lost finishes its run. Then we'll pick up work on the Dark Tower." And then Lindelof and Abrams basically said, you know what? We're looking at this material, we're developing it. The reverence that we have for Stephen King and the Dark Tower series is getting in the way of what we need to do. We honestly cannot adapt this book. We can't adapt this book and honor it the way it deserves to be honored. So you know what? We're out. We had 3 years to develop this thing. That's what it was. It was, it started in 2007. The 3 years ran out in 2009. And I think Lindelof just said, you'll be hard pressed to find a bigger fan than me, but after working on this, we can't do it. We would screw it up, and we can't do it. And that was that's honestly where it should have ended. It should have ended there.
Yeah. I mean,
because you had real fans of the series who put the Dark Tower books throughout the run of Lost. From, the gunslinger on Benjamin Linus's bookshelf, or end table, I think it was. All these moments where there were little connections, and the reverence was there. And whenever you finally they accepted that it shouldn't be done, it's too tricky. And then it should have died right there, but it just didn't. It couldn't. For some reason, it just continued.
I'll say this. Okay, if this first film is The Gunslinger, the first book...
It's not. There's no way.
From what I see in the trailer, maybe it's mostly about Jake and the gunslinger. That's all you see besides Matthew McConaughey. I know how in the book, he only encounters the Man in Black at the very end of the book. He's following him up until then, kind of telling Jake his story, and with flashbacks and stuff. This kind of looks like that, but
what are those creatures in the masks?
I don't know. It's their version of. Is it their version of the mutants, the low men, or I don't.
Okay. All right.
I know this. There's no mention of the Crimson King in the first book. Will they be dropping Crimson King shit in the first movie?
Well, I mean, in the trailer, they're already talking about how
you see
the tower will fall.
Yeah,
I mean, they have to. They have to get into the Crimson King stuff from the very start, just the way they're talking about the tower. What I don't understand is obviously in like the little shots where like there's like a shockwave and it shows like the paths of the beam, it's like they're going to have to get into it.
If you would have seen the first shot of the tower, didn't you want to be wowed by that? Like, whoa, the tower or something like that?
I wanted to see the tower. I wanted to see the roses.
They show a tower. Does that look awesome to you in any way?
No.
They reference other Stephen King stories in the trailer. They show the Overlook Hotel.
Good for them.
They
really
show Pennywise, the sign, it says Pennywise on it.
Yeah, you know what? I don't need to be pandered to.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. You're pandering to me. It doesn't seem like anything great. It says Pennywise. Oh, that's obvious. Show me something that's a little bit more, something that real Stephen King fans who've read some shit. Don't show me the Overlook Hotel. Don't show me the Christine car. Don't show me.
Show me what was the bookstore, the Manhattan Restaurant of the Mind. Show me that.
Mm-hmm.
Give me something a little more. I don't know. Something to chew on. Not references to past works.
I'm hoping Idris Elba makes me feel like, okay, that's Roland when I see the film. Because when I see him right away, I'm not getting Roland the Gunslinger yet. Mm-hmm. That's something he can pull off when I see him acting and delivering the lines. But Matthew McConaughey doesn't look menacing or anything at all. He looks silly to me.
No, he looks like a pimp. Honestly, he looks like a creepy pimp.
He doesn't look like the walking dude to me at all.
No, he doesn't look like the walking dude at all.
The bad guys, whoever they are, the one taking Jake, they look like they're bad guys from Star Trek V or something.
Yeah, exactly.
They look like dudes in costumes. I don't know. Oh, God, Bill. This is... I don't know. I want to know what Steven thinks of this. Well, Bill... Well, Jason... he doesn't look like Idris Elba. If you read the books, stop.
He's supposed to look like Clint Eastwood. And you know what? He looks different to everyone.
I haven't read all the books, so I don't know what Steven's talking about. But he won't drop that. That's a deal breaker for him. And he
won't. Oh yeah. In the last book. Do you know what I'm
talking about? That he's referencing. That Steven can't get over that. And I don't know what he's talking about, but I have a feeling the last book says Roland looks like this. And that's what he can't get over. I don't know what he's talking about. It's almost like I want to finish the series just to know what Steven's talking about.
It's a whole kit and caboodle of things.
Right. I don't know. When I first saw footage, when you see that first shot of Midworld or whatever with ruins, dude, that doesn't look... I mean, think of like the way Mad Max's world looks like or something. Mm-hmm. This looks like CGI horse shit. When they show ruins. People that are hopeful for this, hey, it's good to be positive, right?
It's nice to know that people are hopeful for it. Maybe we're just assholes.
It's possible. Basically, the funny comment I saw on YouTube, I was like, yes! And it looked like The Dark Tower by Suzanne Collins, by the creators of the Hunger Games, is what it looked like to them. And I was like, yes, that's what it looked like. It looks like an overproduced film without vision from the book. It looks like a modern-day film, the way films look now. Nothing special about it. Hopefully I'm wrong. But I got to say, the trailer is supposed to sell you the movie and want you to see it. All this does is make me dread seeing it, Bill.
Yeah, it really does. It honestly does. Like, I mean, I understand what they're doing and how they're... Well, I don't understand, but I can sympathize with what they're trying to achieve. It's just, I just don't think... I don't even know how to pronounce the director's name.
Yeah. Something.
Nicolas Arcel.
Yeah, Nicolas Arcel. What has he made before?
I'm gonna have to Google that shit because his name does not sound familiar to me. Like I can go, oh yeah, that's one of his films.
This is the guy who directed... I haven't heard of any of the films he's directed, okay? He directed A Royal Affair in 2012.
Okay.
It had Mads Mikkelsen in it. And Alicia Vikander. So that's cool, I guess. But Bill, okay, let's wrap this up, all right? This is our reaction to the trailer. It's not our reaction to the movie. Maybe it'll be much different. We will have to exercise our gunslinger demons before it comes out. And
absolutely.
I'll have to settle into, this is just a movie. We always have the books.
This is the first trailer.
This is the first trailer. It may look better on the next trailer. Like I said, their strategy of selling this to people who know nothing about the Dark Tower, I think that was wrong. I think they should have sold it to us diehard Dark Tower fans first.
Yes.
Maybe they will next time. I don't know. All I am saying is, right now, it doesn't look promising. I didn't feel anything when I watched this trailer except maybe a groan. I didn't go, oh, dude, this looks awesome, because it does not look awesome. It doesn't look like anything special. If the books didn't exist and this movie came out, I would think this looked like a mid-budget sci-fi movie that I'm not sure about. I'm not even sure if I'd want to see it, to tell you the truth, if I knew nothing about the gunslinger.
Okay, so Dennis Haysbert is Stephen Deshane.
Okay, that makes no sense. Whatever. But anyway, Bill, that's all I can say until now. Do you have any closing thoughts?
I hope we're wrong.
Me too.
I hope it's impressive and really well done. And if Stephen King is excited about it and he thinks it's the proper continuation of his masterpiece, I'm willing to give it a chance. It's not what I wanted, but it's what we got.
It's possible that the cast saves the film. You know, it's possible that Idris Elba is incredible as Roland. It's possible that Matthew McConaughey is great as the Man in Black. It's possible that they win us over. It's
possible that Akiva Goldsman has actually written a good script.
Don't go that far, Bill. But it's possible. But I'm worried this will be Highlander 2: The Quickening bad.
Yeah.
Hope it's not, though. We'll see.
We will.
Huge gulp. Well, guys, that is our thoughts on the Dark Tower trailer. This is our instant trailer react. I want to know what you guys think. If you think we're full of shit, if you think we're being too harsh, go ahead and tell us. If you have the same feelings we do, if you're worried, tell us that too. There'll be a lot more to talk about until the film comes out in August. So, if you will, let us know, and we'll talk more about it up until then. Right, Bill?
Yep.
All right, Bill, thanks for joining me for another ETL Trailer React.
Now this is podcasting.